Whoop. Camera wrong way around. There we go. Right, that's looking quite good. Finish coat looks very nice. I'll just, I always put a little bit of talcum powder whenever I'm turning over a finish coat, because what can happen, it can leave a mark. If you run your fingers across a finish coat going off, it can leave a mark in the finished job. So you always put a bit of talc on it. Lay it over like that. There we have it. Now I will clean this side up. What I do here is put a bit of acetone on your hand and you just run along here, and it picks up a bit of the dust. Then a bit of tape, run the tape along here. It's a deep concave, so I've got to go through it on an angle, and that picks up a bit of the tape, a bit of the dust. Now let me tape this up. I'll be polishing this tomorrow. So this got glassed yesterday, and so I need to put my little, don't know how I'm going to manage this over my helmet. See if I can. Where's my thing? Okay, I can put that there. Sorry, I'm just taping this over my, put my little light on. See if I can get that to work. There we go. So I can see what I'm doing here. There we go, that's a bit better. I can sort of see it. There. Otherwise, you don't get any light. I might have to make a little attachment so this light sits on my helmet as well. Because you only want a slight bit of overlap on your finish coat. Otherwise you'd be spending all day cutting it back. Okay, so pretty important, this part. See how much difference this light makes. It's bloody brilliant, isn't it? I only started using it a few months ago. And then, because you normally can't see this part of the board because the light's above you. And it's always been a difficult to see spot. So I'm getting about a 1.5 to 2 mil overlap, which is perfect. Means it'll cut back really easy. Well, that made it a lot easier to see that. So it definitely is worthwhile doing. Take that off. I'll make a little attachment so it sits on my helmet, I think. I won't always video this. I just thought I'd get a couple of the videos online. I won't do this one again. I'll leave it. I'm just trying to get a catalogue up of the POV view, and that way people can go back and look at the videos doing the different things. I won't always do every process. Mostly it'll be the shaping or whatever, but maybe not the finish coating. There we go. So that's done. Now, mix up the finish resin. About right. Get my sock. My stick. Take my brush out of the container. That can drip dry. Righto, finish resin, 4 teaspoons of styrene. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teaspoons of wax solution. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't put any more in, otherwise you end up with an over-waxed. You end up with an over-waxed finish coat, and it cuts back and stays really dull. Now give this a good stir, okay, at least 50 or 60 times. Most of the problems people have with their finish coats or any resin work is not mixing it enough. The hardener has to impregnate what it has to impregnate and so forth, so you have to stir it well. This is way more than most people do it. I was talking to Steve from Australia, Acme Finco, and they were talking about, he sees a lot of people and they hardly mix their resin, you know. He's always says, can't believe it. We were talking about that. And I said, yeah, I do a minimum of 30 stirs. Right, the finish coat, board should have pretty well, the brush should have drip dried. There we go. Now, whoopsies, dropped my brush. Now I've got to bump it, wipe it a bit, make sure I didn't get any dust on that. I'll have to clean that. Sorry, it's alright, it only takes a second. Just to be safe. I dropped it on the ground, and I just want to be safe. You never, ever presume the brush is not contaminated if you drop it. It'll get contaminated, don't worry. Righto, so now we start brushing. See how it goes all nice and clear? It's amazing, isn't it? I'm always impressed with how the finish coat just sends it to the next level. All the fibres are now sealed. There we go, crossways. Up the board. Shut this door for a sec. I don't want too much heat in here. Always like, you control the temperature of your room is pretty important, you know, because you don't want it too hot for the first few minutes, otherwise it will gel really quickly. So when you have air conditioned room like this, you just got to be careful you don't have too much hot air up the top of the room, because what air conditioners do, they just send out the hot air at the one temperature, and eventually when the thermostat measures it and says that's enough, that turns off. So you can get way hotter than 22 degrees up at this height, so you just do it this way. Now do it around here nice and slow. Just want to make sure the rail has wet itself out properly. where the tape is. There we go, spot on. Now I'll let that settle. Just go over this bit a bit. This had a separation. Don't know what was on there. There we go. I'll squeeze the resin out. Cool, sorry, I'll read that. I didn't quite get the top part of it. Yeah, I'm sort of going to look at maybe a microphone or something. I'll have a look at that, because it's obviously the fan you can hear in the background, but it's not bad. Now, if you get a little separation like this, see here, tiny little separation, you just drop a bit of resin on it, like that, and I'll just hit that down to a bit of 180. It happens, sometimes you just get a separation that forms. You know, it's not something you fall on your sword for, or anything like that. A lot of people worry about shit they shouldn't have to worry about. That's easily fixed. Now I've got one, so I've got a little hair here. I'll get rid of that. Can I get that then? Yep. And I've got a little separation there. You just pull a bit of resin off here, create a dab, sit that there, see that little lump that's there, and I'll put another one here, so I'll just, where I took the hair away, there we go, and I'll just 180 that down before I start cutting back. Now I'll check around here for any more. It's looking good. I'm using the reflection of the light to see. This is settling nicely. See that there? That'll wet and dry down, or sorry, 180 down really easily. That's looking good. No separations. Yep, all looking spot on. Making sure there's none, with a little one forming there. So you just grab a bit of resin, drop that on there. Easy. It can be many different reasons why a separation would form. It could just be a bit of dirt on there, a bit of dust, a little bit of contamination on the surface, but it doesn't take much, that's the thing. Now I'm just watching this. Don't want it to gel yet. Sorry. Oh, Jeff, yes. Yeah, that's the whole idea of it, Jeff. It's definitely to help teach people. Righto, so that's gelled. So I'll put that there. Pull the tape off, that's settled nicely. Yeah, I'll get a good backlog of videos on YouTube. I'll cover all the different processes, and that way I won't be reliant on doing too many live videos, but I'll still do them, but I'll do all the different processes. Everyone will get an idea on how that's done, and that way I can just do mainly live when I'm shaping or stuff like that. And the other ones can just be like a backup, so if people want to watch it, they can. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's one of those things that a few people will look at it and definitely get some tips. That's the idea of it. So I'm just going to turn everything off. Righto. Yeah, so anyway, I'll just have a quick look at this. There we go. All ready to go. Nice. And I'll be polishing this tomorrow. Ready for Natalie. She'll be pumped. Okay, see yous. There we go. And then I'll end the